Hey guys, my name is Sukanti, or some people call me Suki, and I am just, this is my first video. I didn't really make a plan on what I was gonna say, or what this video basically even was. It's been an interest of mine to start a channel for a long time, and to get into videos and video editing and things like that. So this is kind of just dipping my toe in the pool. So I think I'll just kind of introduce myself and talk a little bit about some of my ideas for this channel. So yeah, I live here in Brooklyn with my husband, and I manage a small gift shop with imported artisanal goods from India, and also lots of different like health and wellness things, books and things like that. It's a really sweet job, and I love it so much, and I meet a lot of really nice people. And I'm also a grad student. I am studying mental health counseling and psychotherapy, so I'm kind of on the track to hopefully getting licensed as a therapist in a few years, which is really exciting. So most of my life, actually, up until the past few years, I was in the classical music industry from childhood into early adulthood, both as a performer and as a manager of artists and symphony orchestras. But I made a big career shift, maybe I would say 3 or 4 years ago, to go into the care industry after years of being in the kind of high pressure classical music industry and corporate culture in New York City, which was a very intense experience. So my life now basically is just running the small gift shop, studying, going to school, and other than that, basically kind of just spending time with my loved ones and homemaking. I'm super into homemaking, and cooking and fashion, and so all things femininity and homemaking. And yeah, so I'm trying to think of the kinds of topics that I want to talk about on this channel, and really it's such an adventure, because it's gonna be a journey, because I have so many different interests. I'm really not sure how this is gonna play out, or where this channel is gonna go, or what types of videos I'll end up making, because I don't know where to start, to be honest. I feel like there really is so much I could talk about, and I want to make sure what I'm talking about is interesting to everyone, and gives something to the community to some extent, obviously. I think one thing that I could speak about that could be really relevant is the idea of hustle culture, or fast-paced living versus slow living. This is something I really want to make some videos about, because I've really lived in the thick of it here in New York City for, oh my gosh, almost 10 years. I've been back and forth between my hometown on Long Island and either Manhattan or Brooklyn for 10 years, working myself in the corporate world, and fast-paced environments, and now in these past few years taking a step back from that, and going into a different industry, the care industry, and kind of cultivating a lifestyle that's a little bit slower. Also, the concept of slow living is something I'm very interested in, and it's a personal journey that I'm on also, because it's a value that's really close to my heart. It's something I really kind of dream about. I dream about my cottage in upstate New York in the future. We'll see if it happens. But for now, I'm living in Brooklyn, and so it's a journey for me to kind of figure out how to apply these kinds of wholesome living, slow living, natural living, being in harmony with nature while living in a really fast-paced urban environment. So I know I can definitely talk about that. Another topic I could speak about on this channel is homemaking. Homemaking is really dear to my heart. I think it's because my mom made such a warm and cozy home for us when I was growing up that that carried into my idea for my future home as well. So creating a cozy home, a cozy atmosphere is something that is really, near and dear to my heart. So, and I am recently married. We got married in June, so it's maybe been like 4 months, something like that. So I am kind of new to being a homemaker, like in an actual home with my husband. So for the first time, so that's also kind of a learning curve for me as well. Keeping a home warm and tidy and cozy and clean. So that also segues into my love of cooking, particularly vegetarian and plant-based cooking. So I've been a vegetarian for about 4 years, although I guess before that it was on and off for a few years. So I'm also relatively new vegetarian, so I'm also kind of still learning about nutrition and how it all works. So definitely homemaking and cooking, and the homemaking that also segues into my next topic of femininity. I'm really interested in the femininity movement, and I follow all sorts of channels here on YouTube about femininity and also how that plays out in relationships and in marriages. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully speaking a little bit about that. And I'm also really into like history and traditional cultures. I think it's somewhat related to the slow living thing, and slow living versus modern living, and really drawing on wisdom from the past and how we can incorporate that into our lives now. In our world, it's a little more challenging because of the kind of conveniences that turn out to not actually be as convenient as we think. I could definitely say a lot about that. Alright, I mean, I think this list is it's long enough, and yeah, we'll just have to see where this all goes. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for holding on through all of my rambling. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.